My name is Ben, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how to do a correction for an ERS left at vertebrae L4. So the first thing we need to understand is that in our assessment we found that the vertebrae was rotated towards the left, so the left TP was more posterior than the right TP in both flexion and neutral, but then the TPs evened out when in extension, which means L4 likes extension. Now the problem facet is the left one, because that facet only knows how to close and doesn't know how to open, since it's always stuck in left rotation. So to correct this, we're going to get our patient lying on their right side, since we need to bring them into right rotation and right side bending and flexion. So we'll get them on their right side. Then what we'll get them to do is hug the table so that they're rotated towards the right. Then I'm going to find the L4 vertebrae, because that's the level that I want to be affecting. So if I go up from the sacrum, go to L5, L4, then I bring the knees up and I bring them into flexion until I feel like the L4 vertebrae is moving slightly. Then I'll get him to cross his legs. Perfect. And then I'll find the first barrier here. So right there is when I feel like it's moving. Then what I'll get him to do is push up against me for a total of 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. And we'll lower his leg slightly down. And we'll go again, 5 seconds, resist against me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax for 5 seconds. We'll get him to relax and move him to the last barrier. And one more time, push against me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax, and we'll lower one more time. Good. So typically in that situation, what I did was I did three times, and that's how you perform a correction for an ERS left at L4. My name is Ben, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do a correction for an NSR right from T5 to T7. So the first thing that we need to know is in our assessment we found that T5, T6, and T7 were rotated towards the right. This means that the right TPs were posterior and the left TPs were more anterior. And also this means that since it's a group restriction and it's at the level of the thoracic spine, they are rotated towards the right and side bend towards the left. So we need to reverse the mechanics by bringing the patient into a left rotation and a right side bend. So to perform this technique, we'll get our patient to sit with their legs over, straddled. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right side of the patient. I'm going to make sure his back is straight, and I'm going to start by locating T6, because that's the middle of the convexity. So I'm going to go down from C7, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. So I'm at the middle of the convexity. You can bring your head up, cross your arms over each other, make sure that back is straight. I'm going to come under here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to side bend him to the right and rotate him towards the left. As I side bend him, I'm going to apply a slight translation of T6 towards the left. So I'm going to side bend him, translate the T6 towards the left, and rotate towards the left. Now I'm going to get him to rotate towards the right and against my resistance. So go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to hold my barrier, bring him to further side bend and further rotation. Now I'm going to do the same thing, so he's going to rotate against me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, further side bend and further rotation. We're going to go again one more time, rotate against me, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to let him relax, further side bend and further rotation. Perfect. And that you can typically do either 3 to 5 times, and that's how you correct an NSR right from T5 to T7.